Yeah. 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 So many lies that you hear from the net, they don't get her respect. She reporting the truth, not a check. You want an unbiased opinion straight from the chest, not a bit accomplice or someone here for a check. Tune in, these are thoughts from a lawyer on a mission who goes so hard it's like she works on commission. Trolls in the comments might say she tripping cause they lack the knowledge, they don't know they missing. Got a couple current events that you like, wanna know about law from the eyes. Tired of all these blogs running lies because their agendas are disguised. Tune in to the intellect, cause I'm sure y'all missing all the facts of the case that she steady is gifting. Someone here for the people, man, it's so uplifting. If you ain't subscribed yet, then you just omitting facts.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. My name is Pam Esquire, also known as your Law Intellect. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in. Subscribe if you have not done so already. I missed you guys. It's been a minute. I did do a live on Saturday in the membership only. No, to answer your questions, all of my lives will not be in membership, but I will be doing more lives in between in membership because it's a little bit more informal. And so that's that. So if you want to become a member, I need one of the mods, if you could go ahead and put the link in the chat. It's already in the description of this video. I put it in the description of all the videos if you guys want to see the link, but I heard that it's hard to get to. Many people are still over there on, did it end yet? On phone calls from prison. That's what we're going to go over today. I was actually going to stream it live at the same time, but then I decided to wait because I wanted to watch it and see what they were talking about. So one of the questions we all had when it came to Ernest Williams, who is the husband of, or estranged husband of Shirley Strawberry, who is the co-host on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Many of us have just been flabbergasted that she has been giving all this advice all these years. She's wrote books related to relationships, and we learned that her husband had all these charges, and we have been going over all of these charges over here on this platform. I was just over there watching. The phone calls were related to the hearing that we will be watching here, that we should be watching on Monday because it usually streams online, and we'll be watching it here as well, related to some January, I don't know the exact date, but it's January 2023 charges where Ernest Williams was accused of having some pics in his phone. Again, he is innocent until proven guilty. I know many of you guys do not like to hear that, but it is the truth. And I believe if you had your loved ones accused of anything, not necessarily that, you will want them to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. Now, the issue I think that we have, because I bring that up, we're going to actually play that phone call. So any of you guys that missed it, because it was very, very interesting. I was just going to dissect it, but I think we need to hear it because we all were wondering, what was Shirley's reaction when she found out about this? You know, what information did she know when she did not know? And a lot of these calls were very revealing on what she knew and the conversation related to those accusations. But I do want everybody to be mindful. Again, they are accusations, and what makes it look bad. And the only thing that we can say as of now is that we know that Ernesto wasn't the greatest of a husband. In fact, he sucked, according to the information. If nothing else, that's what we know, because he's been on the phone with a whole nother chick while Shirley was paying the bills, going broke, losing cars, losing houses. You're losing whatever. But on these calls, Shirley seems like that she is fed up. But I want to be clear that we only know one side. And so when we make comments, like I saw a lot of comments, and I get it. You don't like them as a person. I understand that. But you got to be very, very cognizant, because all we see is what's being released. His side, as you'll hear, his lawyers didn't even do much on this case that we saw. There weren't many filings. They weren't trying to suppress anything. They weren't trying to dismiss his charges. Those type of motions, you put facts in them so we can see what are your defenses. So all we got to go on right now is a one-sided situation. So all we got to go on is the allegations people have made, which they're nothing but allegations at this point, and the information that have been presented at the hearings from the DA. So they present a lot of information, and it sounds like everyone's just believing it. And we can't do that. As much as you may not like him, this is my purpose of the platform, because you guys are real. Like, we'll say we're the social media jurors, and we are. But we have to balance both sides when it comes. Being a bad, moralistically bad, being a bad person, being a bad husband, horrible friend, all of that is different than being actually found guilty of a crime. So I want us to always keep that in mind. We only see one side. We don't know any of his defenses. That's why on my last video where I talked about the motion hearing, why it was very disappointing, because there was no fight. There was nothing that you gave anybody that he should be out on bond, and he is not a threat to the community. You cannot have these type of charges and think that a judge is just going to let you out because me as an attorney says, I believe he's not going to do anything. He's not going to commit a crime. No, we want some information so that we could balance it and figure it out. And that's what a jury is going to do. I also have a problem, and I know some of you guys may not agree with me. I being in there for over a year, even when it comes to these charges that we're going to talk about on this video, they knew about those pictures the day he was arrested in June. So it does look a little strategic that they wait until he's about to have a bond hearing and then say, we're going to hit you with some more charges, because they knew about it in June when he was arrested of 2022. They didn't bring these charges till January 2023 related to these pictures. And I mentioned that before, which I think is just odd to me. You know, you didn't have to, you know, that's something that to me, that would have been more important to bring and make him stay in jail than some little, you wrote a bad check or you didn't pay for this when you went over to get your car fixed, you didn't pay for it or whatnot. And that's what's kind of throwing me off about this picture thing. But we'll get into that more. I'm going to play the video. So some of you guys who weren't able to hear the phone calls, they just went off. And they know that I'm going to, over there at Phone Calls from Prison, they know that I am going to play those. So thank you, Sunflower. I know it makes, you know, people get pissed off. But you got to look at it where this is somebody, I don't know if his mama's alive, but this somebody's daddy's, it's somebody's son. This aside from Shirley. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other people. So it's like you want everybody to have a fair trial. And you also don't want these y'all people in the chat to be used as a defense, that now because we're all talking about it, somehow he's not going to get a fair trial. If people is already in the chat talking about he guilty and he did it, I want you on my jury. So my question, if I'm doing voir dire, which is questioning the jury, asking them questions because we're trying to pick a jury, I'm going to ask, have y'all been over there on YouTube? Have you watched Pam Esquire? Have you watched Infamous Sylvia? Have you watched Phone Calls from Prison? Have you listened to any of that? Because if you have, I don't want you on my jury. Because you have a preconception already of what you think. You automatically believe everybody. That's a credibility issue. We don't know none of these people in any of these documents. We don't know none of them. We don't know how true it is. We don't know if they lie all the time. We don't know if they got mental issues. We don't know anything. We just know that because some people are just like, we don't like Nesto, so we just assume these people are being truthful. That's dangerous. So as an attorney and as an officer, I do have to tell you that. Like, that's dangerous to be that way. Weigh out all the evidence. Right now, we know he sucks as a husband. We know that Shirley basically gave up her money, her time, her cars, her houses, all of that, and has nothing because she married him. We know that he's a womanizer and a manipulator. We know that. But when you talk about, I want to see what defenses do you have before you make a decision? And I think you guys should do that as well. But that's my soapbox, just my initial opening on the Ernesto thing. I'm going to play this and I'm gonna jump down. So you guys, let me see. Let's go ahead over here to phone calls from prison. We're gonna play it.
What was going on? He just had to do it.
I ended up coming off of it, so let's go from the beginning.
Hi.
Hey, good. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I ain't so good right now. My test and faith is really going right now. Really going. Really going. I'm just really upset right now. I got 4 more charges that people try to put on me. Found that out. Try to put on me. Trying to say that I had some pictures of mine. Is that some fucking crazy shit to me in my world of mind of thinking? I won't know tomorrow. Maybe they'll take me to arraignment tomorrow to see if I get a bond. I have not talked to the attorney yet, but I talked to the assistant. One of the assistants let me know. So, I'm just letting you know. I'm just finding out. I'm supposed to get a bond today.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's working on it or he's bullshitting to it. I don't know. I don't trust nothing right now. That's why I was fussing last night, the other night. So I apologize for that. That Dion was there to calm me down a little bit because I don't know what's going on. So.
Well, yeah, you can't lose your faith, though. I mean, you can't lose your faith. That's all you have. You can't lose your faith. You can't lose it. I don't care what happens. The devil is going to always throw something in your way when it's
okay. And Maz, when people say evidence that we can't prove, period, that we never seen, he talks about a cell phone. Somebody is talking about what was allegedly found in a laptop. Delete that. I don't want any comments in there related to some alleged evidence that we can't prove. I can't have that over here. So delete that out the chat, please. Thank you.
time for something to happen for you to go to the next level. So that's what it's there for to make you lose your faith. You cannot lose your faith. You can do a lot of other things, but you can't lose your faith right now, okay? Because that's all you have. That's all you have.
Yeah.
You got to keep believing and trusting in God. You can't do it. You have to. That's all you have. So you have to keep strong in that, okay? It's hard on this end, too. It's hard.
It's devastating on your end. It's more devastating on your end because you got people around you jugging at you every day about your situation because they want to have things in control of themselves, of your situation. I understand.
No, that's not it. That's not it. It's just, that's really not it. That part, is okay. It's just the fact that you're there. I don't have money like, what I'm having to give out. And that part is hard, that part is hard. That's the hard part.
Okay.
Because this attorney costs a whole lot more than the other two,
Okay. First of all, what did you give him anyway? Is it 22, 24?
No, it's more than that.
What you already gave.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't counted it up.
Okay, you gotta keep.
I'll have to. I'm keeping track, but I don't have the number in my head right now. Okay, I don't.
Okay. All right.
And it doesn't matter because you got to pay him. Just like I had to pay those other two, you have to pay him. He's just more expensive. You got to pay him. Unless you get a public defender or something, you have to pay him.
No, I get that part. Part. So.
And it's on me, nobody else. It's on me. And people think because I work with Steve, I have money like Steve. I do not.
I've been trying to explain that to folks, but nobody's like, it's like they got a deaf ear or something, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, so,
Lamont,
you what?
Lamont is on the other line.
Okay, okay. Don't click over yet now, because you're going to hang me up.
Okay, I won't.
Yeah, you're going to hang me up. yeah, definitely need somebody to talk to right now, because this is, but I know where that's coming from. I know where that's coming from.
You know where what's coming from, honey.
The devil.
Yeah, so just, don't give him any power, don't,
Yeah.
he's not more powerful than God, that's for sure. But he's going to throw in everything he can throw in, to get you discouraged. So don't let him do that to you. That's all I'm saying. Don't let him do that, okay? You got to stay strong. If you have a Bible, read your Bible, pray, whatever you have to do, because, this is in God's hands.
Yes,
And that's all
it is.
This too shall pass. I know you were counting on it. That's why I only say you're out when you're out. You're out when you get out.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hopeful for today, but it is what it is. It is what it is. If you have to hang on just a little while longer, that's what you have to do, because there's nothing else you can do. And while you're in there, don't lose faith. You cannot lose faith. Make it, if anything, make it stronger, make it stronger. You got to, it's just a fight. That's all. It's just a fight. It's a fight.
I'm used to fighting, but this one right here, boy, when you can't fight for your own self, this right here, that was a cold. I can do a lot of things, but them rules right there, that's a rule that I don't like to get into. And I tell everybody who know me, I don't fuck around with that. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
I even stressed that to you a long time ago. I don't like shit like that. So
I know.
So for them to hit me off on, because they ain't got shit, and throw this monkey wrench right here because he went at them to get me a bond like that, that's cold blooded.
Well, yeah. I guess, I don't know what to make of it. I'm just knowing that we just got to hang in there. It's hard. I get discouraged. I want to throw my hands up too, because, this is like, I have never been through anything like this. It's amazing that I'm going through this at my age, and this is a rough one. This is a real rough one right here. It's hard. I'm going to tell you that. It's hard. It's not easy. Not that I expected it to be easy, but this is the hardest thing I've ever been through. And I've had a child and everything, a divorce, my mother's dead, everything. But this is hard right here.
I don't even know what to say right now.
Well,
I just don't know what the fuck to say right now.
Just don't get discouraged. Keep your faith. Keep your faith.
Yeah, but and I am, but I can deal with a lot of other things, but that right now, that is a dagger for me. I can get past all that, but that right now, man, that's a whole nother animal to me.
I know. Yeah. 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 I know. Yeah.
So,
it's horrible. It's horrible. It's disgusting. It's horrible. I don't know I don't know what to say either. I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Well, I'm gonna say this right here. I appreciate you. This is not a game. This is not no, because I don't like. I guess what I'm trying to say is, it just seems like my life is over. To be honest with you, it's just like I get over one hurdle, it's like cancer. Cancer just keep on spreading. Just keep spreading. And more your character get bent all out, and you know what's going on. That's the part. And I hate that. I did go with BC. I did. Thought he was gonna be the best out of the situation, but he didn't do shit for me either. He got scared. For what? You understand what I'm saying? Oh yeah. He talking about he supposed to be sending 75 back. $75.
So I got a question for y'all. So my question is, do you guys think that his attorneys were doing a good job? Or do you think that, based on what you're saying, would you agree with him? We know y'all don't like Nesto, half of y'all. But do you think that his attorney was doing a good job based on the information that we have and what we've seen? I'm just curious. C.A. Williams said the attorney is scared. Miss B. Carter said no. 154 Angel said easy money. That's all I'm saying. That, you know what I'm saying? You guys don't have to think like me. This is not that type of a platform. But I didn't really see what was being done by the attorney. You know, I didn't see that. I just was like, they showed up to the hearings. We saw that. So they showed up to the hearings. But beyond that, I really didn't see much. So from that standpoint, I would have to agree that it just doesn't appear like much was done. Now, I guess we also don't have the invoices. So every month, how it goes is when you get a retainer, it's not automatically yours. Because somebody gave you $20,000, if you have not earned that money, it is not your money. So if I decide I'm going to take a client and I tell them I want a $20,000 retainer, it goes in my trust account. And then every month, in order to justify that money, I have to send a bill. The problem is, I noticed in one of the calls, Shirley did say, like, she never signed a contract, which is a retainer agreement. Like, how do you even know how he's supposed to be billing you? How do you know how much he was charging per hour? What if he told you I'm gonna charge $2,000 an hour? So all it takes is 10 hours worth of work in order for you to sift through that money. In theory, he's done his job. It could have been him going to the hearing. You know, so it's very interesting when he does talk about these attorneys. Do you think he'll take this to trial? I just don't have any evidence. I think if he just had those financial charges where he owed people money and all of that, he may have tried to work out a deal to pay restitution. When you get into these real serious charges, like these pictures and the alleged RA and all of that stuff, that's a whole different ballgame. That's not anything a lot of people want to cop to. Now, with that being said, another thing that really interested me is for in the members only on Saturday. I don't know if many of you guys know this, but Cora Jakes Coleman's husband has been in jail for over a year, and he's accused of some similar things with the kid, some allegations with the child. But what was interesting to me about that case is a lot of people in the membership, he signed a plea deal. All of that information is in the membership. We had a whole conversation. We went over the documents. But he signed a plea deal basically admitting to one count, and they dismissed 3. But people don't believe he did it. A lot of us were just like, this kind of looks a little, I don't know about this, because he was real adamant. He turned down plea deals and all of that. So I want you guys to really think about this so we can have a candid conversation, because I want to know what's the difference that you guys see when it comes to Cora Jakes' ex-husband, Brandon Coleman, and Nesto, because Brandon Coleman was accused of some stuff as well. But even though he signed a plea deal, Nesto has not signed anything. He has not admitted to anything that I know of. But even though this person has signed a plea deal, people still believe, like, nah, Pam, something, babe. You know, when we had that conversation, it just seemed a little shady, a little shaky. We was trying to figure out, why would he plea all of a sudden? Where did that come from? People thought he gave up because of the family and the power of the family. So I want y'all on that as we continue in this video, because I really want to know your thoughts on comparing the two. That was really perplexing me, guys. I was really like thinking, like, what is the difference between Nesto and this person? And they basically were accused of, aside from he wasn't accused of all the financial stuff, but he was accused of about 4 counts relating to a minor.
Yeah, did he do
I
that?
just, yeah, if I sign off to it, your new lawyer doesn't want me to, but I just said, I'll just take that. I'll give that, to him. And so I could, I'll almost be finished paying him, I guess, in a little while. So then I got to concentrate on the bond,
Yeah.
because I don't even know if I'm have it for the bond. I got to figure that out because I'm trying to move on with my life. I got to apartment. I got to get a car. I can't just stay here forever. I'm just stagnant. I'm not doing anything with my life.
So let me ask you a question. So did you what about the place you look for? Did you get it?
They're doing a background check now. They're doing the credit and all that stuff. They're doing all that.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
You probably get it.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah. Okay. And don't talk so much to that dude there, because I just don't trust nobody right now. If he ain't talking about the kid, lawyer.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't trust nobody right now. It's like, people be trying to get all in your business. And like I explained the other day, listen, man, this ain't no friendship shit. This ain't that. Trying to be cool. I'm not cool right now. So
the thing about it, the thing is that he is your attorney, so and you're paying him, so I don't know what to tell. You have to maybe not trust him, but you got to look at him not as an enemy. I'll put it like that. He's not your enemy. I'll tell you that. You are his client, and he is working on your behalf.
Right. I got that part. I mean, you're right. It's just, I just, be honest with you, you're supposed to see shit all the way around when it comes down to certain things. You talk to them folks, man, come on, man. Right now, I'm just frustrated, so I got to keep my mouth shut right now.
I think everybody was expecting you to get, some sort of bond today. But I think that was blind. He was blindsided by that. Maybe.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with the work he already supposed to be doing. That don't have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't know what to tell you. You can't get that frustrated right now because that's all you have. That's all you have. And unless you have someone with some more money to come through to get an attorney, because
I know what's going on. I understand. They really think I got it, and think I got it because I'm with you. They really digging. They really think I got it.
I know. That's really terrible because it's so not the truth,
Thank you.
That's so not the truth. I wish it were the truth, but it's just not. I don't make a portion of what he makes. I work hard, but I don't make a portion of what he makes. And, so many women in my business don't. The men make more than the women all the time, and he makes 10 times more than I make, or at least 5 times more than what I make. I don't know. I don't make millions. He makes millions.
Well,
millions.
It is his show, Shirley. It is his show.
So, anyway, then you got to go to, you're going to have to go to trial, and that's more money for an attorney.
No, so I ain't got, hold on. Now, he's just saying if that's the case. That ain't that case. That ain't what's going on here. Because first of all, he got to get me out to dig into what's going on. That's what he said. He said, this ain't like that. He's just trying to get what he's trying to do.
What are you talking about? Like, I was trying to decipher this language that he speaks, and I get it. He doesn't want to talk on the phone. But when he says it'll be more for trial, that is adequate. Like that is right. That is correct information. People, she's letting you know. So sometimes you'll get a fee schedule of what it will be all the way up to right before trial, pre-trial. And then if you go to trial, some folks hourly rate actually goes up at trial. So for you to say that's not how it is, that ain't got nothing to do with it, unless you know these cases are going to get dismissed, or unless you know you're going to plead. That's the only way you can really make the statements that you're making. And I think, as you guys will hear, Shirley was getting a little irritated, and she was sticking up for herself, because typically she kind of goes with what he says. You understand what I'm saying? She like, nah, I don't get it. Because you're so used to talking in circles and fast talking people. And I think that's part of why people have an issue with him, because you're such a fast talker and you try to deflect and go around the question and all of that. No, this woman is paying for your attorney. First of all, she should be able to talk to him whenever the heck she wants to about whatever. I have some clients who they think they don't talk well. Some people aren't great communicators. So they want their spouse to talk on their behalf. And so the spouses, I talk to them more than I talk to the person, because they understand the process. They read the documents. A lot of women are more meticulous and methodical, and they'll actually read the retainer. A lot of men just sign off on stuff or whatever. So they are the ones to understand. For you to think in those calls, you don't want him telling Shirley nothing, but you sending Sonia to go talk to your attorney, whichever one it was, because this is third one. But you'll send Sonia to go do that, and she not paying $1? See, this is the type of stuff that just make him unlikable. I can agree with that part. But this is why I'm saying that though, when it comes to guilt or innocent, people should be able to separate. He is presumed innocent until he is found guilty. That's how our justice system works. And I've had it where clients found my client not guilty or in civil, not liable or liable on my whatever it is. And they said, we just filed a statute, but we hate your client. like I can respect that. You following the statute, but you can't stand because your client ain't always that. The client ain't always the best. It kind of is what it is. It was another question people were asking about because of the charges, that more charges pile on. As attorneys, oftentimes you anticipate that more charges may be piled on. Now, there are some attorneys that don't do SA cases. They may specialize only in fraud. So if you go beyond fraud, you're going to have to get a new attorney. You have some that only specialize in SA cases or child abuse cases. Then you would have to get that type of attorney, and because they don't do for that case, and they may not do fraud or do any type of financial issue. You got some people, all they do is DUIs. You get some attorneys that only do DVs. They want to specialize in their area for that specific crime. So just because he's had 3 different attorneys doesn't necessarily mean it's because they just didn't want to represent him, because he was just garbage when they looked at the evidence. Because a lot of times your clients, when you look at the evidence, that's what you do. You're a criminal defense attorney. It's kind of what you do. You see all type of stuff. So that's not it. I think that he probably has had a lawyer, like he said, that doesn't necessarily deal in that area, which means now you got to get another one.
I don't know. I'm not brand new. What's going on now? Today, this shit I got going on today, this shit is all the way off the fucking chain to me today. For me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's way off the chain. I mean,
for me too. I'm married to you. To me too.
Yeah. So, and that's not good for a wife and a husband deal. That's just not good. That's not good at all. It's not good at all. Especially for what you got going on, it's not good at all. I do know that. Okay. So I just hate that you're involved in.
All he's doing right now, and this is what a lot of you are picking up, why you just don't like this cat. But all he's doing right now is he's trying to see where her head is. He's trying to see, it's like for her to respond. Some people say things and they really are expecting a certain response from you. And that's what I get from him all the time. So when you say, I just don't like this happening to you, I don't like this affecting you, like you really care, but you're really picking it to see like, how is she feeling about all of this stuff that's happening? So she'll respond and be like, but you're my husband and I'm just going to stand by you. And yeah, I don't believe nothing they say or whatever. He says a lot of stuff, not because he really cares about, like he really believes what he's saying. In my opinion, it just seems like he says things to pick and see where Shirley's at. Like, okay, now she done stood by me all this time. I done been in this piece for like 8 months and she's still feeling the same way. Are people in her ear? Is Steve Harvey in her ear? Because he knows the influence I think that Steve has on her, in my opinion. Her job is all she really has. So why she's not going to give that up for you and nobody else. So I think that's what he does in this part. And that's what I said. I can agree with y'all. A lot of this stuff be annoying as heck. Listen to him talk and how he moves or whatever. So Miss MJ asks, how are the public defenders assigned? So what happens is you're on a list. Well, this is how it is where I am. You're on a list. In the state of Michigan, you have to graduate unless you're assigned, unless you're retained and you're just in private practice. You have to graduate to do certain crimes, to be able to defend certain crimes. So you start out and you might be doing drunk driving, weapons possession, because we have a 2-year automatic sentence. Like, you get caught with a weapon, you plead guilty, you're going for 2 years. So you start out with those type cases and you get the hang of it. Then they'll start adding maybe an aggravated assault on that domestic violence, or then they'll graduate. Then they have like classes, felonies, and I think like 5 years you may be able to go up to and sometimes it just depends on your experience. But no, they don't let you just come in off the bar passing it and you doing an RA case. That just does not happen here. Now, how they do it over there in Georgia, I don't know, but here it doesn't go that way. And it's based on your income. Obviously, Nesto has been in jail. At this point, Shirley has said she ain't got it. And so that's probably why he eventually filled out information to get a court-appointed attorney, because he can't afford it. And that's based on income, obviously. And if he's been in jail for over a year, it's not really difficult for him to show that he doesn't have income. And the fact that I think it's clear that Shirley is not involved like she was before either, that he would probably qualify for that. So hopefully that answers your question. But let's get back into it.
Me too.
I'm just being honest with, because that ain't my character. I just really lay my life down, let somebody else move on with their life. That's just me. I've always been like that. I don't like to drag nobody. If I know they just can't, it's just too much. It's just too much. Some people just can't. It's not them. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes the shit end up better at the end, and the person, they move on, and shit, they miss out and want to come back. I know I've been through all of that. But that ain't the case.
I mean, it could be, it's all of the above. It could go either way. You know, you don't know how it's either way. You don't know how it's going to go. I just, I hate this. I don't know why, we're going through this. I have no idea. But the point is we're going through it. That's the point, and we can't lose sight. We can't lose sight. It's happening for whatever reason it's happening. I have no idea. I have no idea.
But here's the
that's
thing.
why.
I don't like is people talking about, well, I told you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't have did this, you made the bad shit. Now I'm tired of hearing all that too. I don't hear it, but I can hear it. I just can hear it. I can hear
What do you mean?
it.
What did you say?
I can hear people talking behind my back to you. And make you feel something. I don't like that part. I never liked that part since day one. So it is what it is. I just don't like that part.
Well, you can. Yeah, of course not.
I told you guys he's trying to pick in her mind because he knows that if somebody gets her ear, because mind you, when we listen to all the other phone calls in the beginning, she done fell out with everybody. And the person she lives with is okay with them. They're okay with him. It seems that, they're speaking to him when they're leaving out of the house and all of that, who she currently was living with at the time. And so he's worried because people were probably sending warnings to her about perhaps what he was doing allegedly in them Atlanta streets or them Georgia streets. His charges, yes, the ones that we're talking about, there are 7 open cases in Fulton County. They are still all unindicted. I think if you listen to the video I did before on his bond hearing, the judge was very meticulous in her when she was giving her rulings and her reasoning, she did ask the prosecution, like, okay, so how long is it going to be before you indict him or do what y'all going to do? Like, how long does it take for you to know what you're going to charge him with? Somebody mentioned forensics. It does not take that long to get it. Actually, his attorney should have, when they got that charge, because they've gotten enough money, it sounds like to me, they should have gotten someone to go look in that evidence, get an expert to go extract whatever's in that phone. I've done it on phones. Or to do forensics on the phone to see if what they're saying, the pictures that were in there, when it was in there, what it looks like or whatever, because all of these pictures are allegedly, according to him, on a cell phone. This is what he's saying. So that's all the information that we have thus far, that he's acknowledging that they're saying this happened. It was in his property, I guess, on a phone or something when he was arrested. That's why I was saying, like, why did they wait? That's a serious charge. So why would you be waiting until January and then worry about all these petty charges and then put out a big old press release on anybody ever been hurt by him or financially hurt by him or conned by him or whatever you want to call it? Please come to the Roswell Police Department. I just think the timing just seems a little off to me. And the fact, again, he's been in there as long as he's been in there.
Yeah, I never liked that part from day one. So,
but here's the thing, you know, I knew you had done time before we got married. I knew that part.
So somebody said Ernesto has been, well, I don't know if Ernesto has, but there have been people from Fulton County that have been watching my video. I guarantee you that. So yeah. And it's been other YouTubers as well that they have watched the videos.
You know, but I also knew that you left that part of your life behind you. I also knew that part, you know, which is why I ended up, you know, marrying you anyway. So it's not like I didn't know that, you know, it's public.
Okay, somebody said, why do I have to regulate comments? Because it's my channel. I'm the only one that can get struck. I am the only one that can face any consequences if you guys put things in the chat that have not been proven. I am not a channel. I don't care how salacious the information seems, how juicy, how gossipy or whatever. At the end of the day, I'm very clear at the purpose of my channel. My purpose of my channel is to educate, although we use high profile cases or interesting cases that people are interested in. So that's why. And if it's not the channel for you, that's cool. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But no, you can't just put accusations, and I would hope you won't want nobody do that to you. Accusations in the chat that have been unsubstantiated. That's not substantiated. Everybody can assume about animals and all of that, but all they said in that hearing was you can't be around animals as a condition. I don't know nothing about why they came up with that condition. I don't know. I have no information. I'm without sufficient information to know why they said that. So because of that, I'm not going to have people just in the chat just making up whatever that they think it is. Yes, you can have your opinion, but that's not an opinion. That's called defamation. That's a crime. So you got to be very careful with what comes out your mouth when it's over here. That is a crime. And half of you guys don't even have your real information on here. So who does it come back to? Me. So yes, people will delete your comments, and I don't have a problem with that, because at the end of the day, I have to protect my channel. If you don't respect that, then you don't respect me, and you shouldn't be over here anyway.
Record. It's public record.
Right. And I did change my life completely all the way around. So that's another thing. And there's certain things, like I told you, there's certain things I'm not going to do because I'm married to you. I told you that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that risk. I'm not going to do that because of who I'm married to.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that. I said, if it weren't for you, it'd be a whole different game ball. Yeah, I've stated that. So before I do any kind of action, my mind think about you first. So I have that on my automatic conscience right now. So I know that part. So, but
Well, yeah, I know. I don't know what they're trying to prove or what's going on or, what they're trying to do. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just in a state of I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. That's all I can say. And I got to get a car. I have to have a car because I can't get around.
Yeah.
And Tasha's getting her car is getting traded. She's getting a new car, so she's
Okay.
going to take the car in. So I don't have any transportation.
Yeah.
All this shit supposed to be solved today. It's supposed to
Well,
be. I was supposed to be out there taking care of my own wife, doing what I need to do. Man, this is just crazy to me.
well, I
So
think it has to do with the fact that you do have a criminal past. That you did time, not when I say a criminal past, a
I got
record.
it. I understand.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, and they're digging and digging. I, I don't know what to say. I just don't,
I
you
know you
know.
don't. I know you don't. Every day it's a new thing. It's just a new thing every day. When it come down to me, it's a new thing. So it ain't got nothing to do with your life. Your life is smooth and easy. It's just me.
It is.
Nobody don't fucking like me.
I agree.
I
That's what
don't
she
know
should have
why.
said.
I just don't understand. I just don't fucking. It's been like that.
And that's what she should have said. She'd have been like, I agree with you. It would have rocked his world. You see what I'm saying? Like the way he talks, it would have rocked his world. She's like, you're right. Don't nobody like you. And I'm trying to figure out why. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna figure that out. He would have been like, what?
In my whole fucking life. My whole life. And I'm the nicest motherfucker I can be. I try to be anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to sit there and say no pity party. I appreciate your
No,
whole
I
life.
know that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
not trying
that.
to do all that. Yeah, I'm not.
I just, yeah, I mean, it's like every time you get ready to get out, here they come with more charges, and these charges, what do they have to do with? I don't even understand. These don't even. Oh God,
Don't make
it's just
no sense.
Now, this part, when I heard it, I'm like, what is you're gonna say? What does that have to do with what? What were you gonna say? That threw me off when Shirley said that. It was like, in these charges, what does that have to do with? Uh, Basically, you're trying to say it's so far left from all the other charges. What is that like? Why are you trying to figure out what does it have to do with anything? I didn't understand her logic on that. Why do you? That's not the question to ask when somebody's been accused of something like that. I'd have been asking way more different questions.
it's just terrible. That's all I can say. It's just really bad. But I keep thinking about Job. I keep thinking about Job. That's all I can do is think about Job and
Yeah.
how God blessed him in the end. We just have to trust God. When you start getting discouraged, you got to pray and trust God. That's the only thing I have for you right now because I don't have anything else.
I know
You
you
know,
don't.
my,
I know
my
you don't.
biggest fear, my biggest fear is not having any money. Not having any money to pay my rent. Now I got to go. I got to start back renting. When you met me, I had my own apartment. I had a house. I had a car, I had all these things. Now I have nothing. I don't have a car. I don't have a house. I have nothing. So I'm
Well,
just saying, you know,
I get it, man. I get it. That's what I'm saying. If you got to do what you got to do, I understand. I mean, I could just sit in here, fuck it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I could just say fuck it, man, because
Okay.
it seems like I'm just being fucking set the fuck up, and nobody like they can't see the shit. It's simple. The shit is so fucking simple. Man, my own
but
fucking lawyer said it. He said it.
if the thing about it is that if people don't want to see it, they're not going to see it. If they don't want to see it, if they think they have a big fish in you, that's what they're going with. That's what they're going.
Well, let me tell you this: when it comes to the police, you're guilty, you're coming guilty. They don't have a presumption of innocence like you have in court. They will tell you. Police will lie to you. They will tell you things, obviously, to try to get you to talk to them and to be on their side so they can get you to give information. They'll say they got information on you that you were a part of it and they really don't have it. And they have under the law, they have the right to lie to you. And on the stand, if you say, so when you said A, B, C, D, and E, you were lying, correct? And they'll say, yep, I sure was. Under the law, we have the right to lie. And you probably are going to hear that in almost every trial. So yes, their job is, they're not trying to see, you basically got to almost defend yourself as being innocent in those beginning phases, unless they find somebody else that is the culprit, where yes, they look at you as if you're guilty. That's how the police look at you. Now, there's a presumption of innocence in the court system. That's something totally different. So I don't know why, like for her to say, well, they just want to feel this way. This is what they want. Yeah, that's kind of what they do. But, and that with Shirley, she believed that that's what they were trying to do when they were trying to talk to her. But based on the documents that are allegedly the actual lease agreement that we talked about before, that allegedly had the daughter's signature and all that on it, we didn't see that, but it had, well, her name. It wasn't her signature, but it said it was signed by her, Ernesto, not Ernest. It was Ernesto, which we know isn't his name. And there was a document that it sounds like had her daughter's name on it. So that was the truth. So it does sound like they were giving Shirley some truth to some of the evidence that they may have had, and she just didn't want to believe it. And that's what we learned by actually looking at the evidence that they had. Let's
go on with. So, I just, we don't have that kind of lifestyle for you to be having all this kind of money and stuff and all this stuff they're saying you have, being a mastermind. We don't have that kind of.
Hey, I'll make you laugh. All that shit what old boy told you the second time, he was on some bullshit. Did you figure that out too? When he called you and told you some shit?
What?
Who?
The last attorney. He was all over the fucking place, and none of that shit was true.
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this shit he was calling, yeah, he the man, he this and that, and they don't know why they're trying. All this shit wasn't true. Then you find out this is what I got now. He broke that shit down. Did he break it down to you?
I'm follow you. I'm not real
I know
clear.
you now. I know you now. I know. I'm just talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I think so, but I'm not quite sure. I think I do. But yeah, this is really, it's just,
talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's heartbreaking is what it is. It's just heartbreaking. It's just really, really heartbreaking. That's all I can say.
Boy, they got to really come on with that shit, what they said today, though. Boy, you got to really come, boy. And that's why I told him, talking about, well, we're going to wait. What the fuck you waiting on? Go ahead on, send that shit through. You know what I'm talking about? You we're going to wait, and we don't need to move like this now. Now you don't want to move.
No, I wouldn't wait. For those type of charges, I will hire an expert, and you have access because you're in the case to go look at whatever alleged evidence they have. If you're saying it's in a cell phone, this must have been information that came out. I want to do forensics on that cell phone. I agree. That is nothing to wait on. If you are innocent, then I'm going to send you as my lawyer to go down there and give them permission, because usually they have to, you get your client's permission before you spend big money, and it does cost to get experts or whatnot to go down there and get it. Like, it just seems like everybody's so nonchalant, like just sitting on it. Well, we'll wait till they give us discovery. File a motion for discovery. Why you sitting down waiting on them to see what they got to say? So you go to these bond hearings, you're not prepared because you don't have the facts. You barely got the facts. Only one side, which is the DA, has the facts, but you're not doing motions to try to get evidence and get discovery on your case. That baffles me. And I had a link for Judge Esmond Adams. She did Ernesto's hearing that we watched on the last video, and I had a link where we were all watching her cases yesterday. Ernest wasn't on that docket. She just happened to be. They do it in this way where one judge becomes the chief judge or whatever for that week, and they do those type of in-person hearings. So it rotates in that court. So that week, she's not his judge. That week was just the week that she was assigned to do the motion hearing. And when she was talking on her Zoom yesterday, she was bringing up this same stuff. Like, so why haven't they had discovery yet? Why haven't you turned it over? When are you going to turn it over? When do you plan on indicting these people? Why are people just sitting in jail? Like, she was really asking those same questions that we were kind of asking about Ernest.
You should have moved. Let them folk put them folk on what's going on. They really got to come on with their shit now, boy. I'm just devastated with that.
Yeah, you should be. I'm pretty devastated too with that.
Yeah, I'm fucking so devastated right now. When I heard that, I'm like, man, you got to, it's a bunch of me in here now. There's a bunch of my names in here. You sure? Yeah, are you fucking sure? That could be a typo.
Not a typo.
Yeah.
But I'm just.
But there are so many charges against you. There's so many. It's like they keep piling up, and I guess every time you get new charges, the price goes up, or you're supposed to have another attorney or something. I don't know. It's just, oh God.
Shirley,
right.
It's what I know is I got a good one now. It just, some people this ain't no friendship type shit. You know what I'm saying? You got what I'm saying now?
No, I know it's not a friendship, but
yeah, it's not none of that.
I know it's not a friendship, and I get that, but that he's working on your behalf. That's all I can say as far as that's concerned.
Right. Okay.
Get friendship. Just think of he's working for you. He's still working for you. He's still taking over your case and all of that. Oh my God.
I know it. You don't have to listen. It's okay. I know I don't need to be. You got enough on your plate now as it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to get your own life together
You're
without
right.
me even there.
That's
a lot.
Thank you for understanding.
Yeah, but more than that, my biggest fear is running out of money. That's my biggest fear.
Okay, well, guess what? We gonna do what we gotta do. I'm gonna call a month after a while, and we're gonna figure that part out in a minute. He just told me straight up. Now, don't lie to me. Just say whatever you need. If I could get it, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna get it to you. So I don't think he'll lie to me.
But my question is, if you have access to other people helping you out financially, why were you putting that all on Shirley's back before? See, this is what I'm talking about. It's just him as a person, as a human being. It just seems he's very selfish. He just appears to be very, very selfish. If she doesn't have a house, she doesn't have a car. Why? Because she's finally speaking up for herself and saying, you know what? I'm really scared of going broke, which is a real fear. She's almost 70. Then now all of a sudden you want to call everybody and see if they can help out. They should have been helping out.
Like that. And I know Dre, whatever he got, he'll give. I know that for a fact. I know that. You just gotta know what's really going on. That's it. I can't really talk to him on this phone. But
yeah, because they're listening. We know they're listening. They already say it. They say it. I don't even know what to say to that. That's what they're supposed to do. But it's like, man, oh man, I'm like, I don't know what to do. This is like the worst thing, but it is what it is. You got to deal with it. Here I am. Who would think this? I'm almost 70 years old and I'm going through something like this in my life? Man, oh man.
Well, you know what? If them folks tell you to move tomorrow, go and get your space, get your spot, and I'll figure something out, man. Fuck it, I'm fucked up right now. My brain, I just got to calm down because this right here, boy, this is that right there. It just make me. Now you know what? I don't do no crying, but today I might have to go sit in my cell, just sit and boo-hoo for a minute because this one is like a death to me.
Yeah, me too. It's to me too.
Yeah, it's like
me too.
It's like a death. It's like a death. It's like a death.
Yeah.
And then,
but you're alive, but you're not dead. I said, but you're not dead.
No. It's like
I know what you mean. I know
Yeah.
what you mean. It's really sad. It's hurtful. It's painful. You know, it's character assassination. It really is. It's character assassination.
Oh, woo, I'm talking about what did you said it. You said it.
Yeah.
You said it.
This, it's like they're really trying to bring harm to you and destroy you, you know. But this don't have anything to do with what you're in there for. That's the
And
thing. It's like who are, you know, what is it? You know, is he this or is he that? You
thank you.
know?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just I'm a cool out. And I'm just gonna I just got to sit down and talk to God. I just got to
You need
let
to
it all
pray.
out. Yeah.
You need to pray. You really, really, really need to pray.
Yeah.
You need to pray. You need to talk to God. You need to talk to God. You need to. Because that's all you have, you know, and that's, you know, when we're at our weakest, that's when he's at his strongest, you know, and I know it looks bad. I mean, you know, think about Jesus. Jesus gave his life. He didn't want to do it either, but he did it, you know. He didn't want to do that. And that's all I have for you to tell you. It's like, that's all we have is to think about God, you know, and to trust him. This can't be how our lives end up. This just can't be. And I get frustrated too, you know, and think and say things I probably shouldn't even say, you know, but you get frustrated. But in the midst of it all, I trust God. I trust him. I believe and I know in my heart that whenever he decides to, you know, whenever it's over, whenever his timing says it's over, then that's what it's going to be. And that's what you have to keep your eye focused on, that, you know, not these little curveballs and monkey wrenches that the devil is trying to throw in there. You know, this is happening for a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but all I do know is that it is
gonna come
real.
out.
Yeah, it's real and it's happening, and we have to deal with it the best way we can. The best way we can. I don't know. I just have to believe God. That's all we have. That's all we have. That's it. We don't have anything else.
So I might have to go if I go to a barn hearing again tomorrow or Monday. Uh, I'm hoping that this lawyer come. I don't know if he can represent me
You have 1 minute remaining.
on this or not, but I'm gonna find out. But I'm gonna try to call him tonight and tell him to show up. Huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think this will probably have to be a public defender.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you already talked. Okay. Okay. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. Try to hang in there. Try to hang in there, honey. I mean, don't try. Hang in there. That's all I can tell you. And believe in God.
Yeah,
Trust God. Trust.
my cat. Yeah, they, yeah. Who the fuck gonna fuck with somebody like that? For real.
I know.
Man, I'm just done. I'm
Yeah.
fucking done.
Don't be done, honey. Just, this too shall pass. Horrible as this is, it shall pass.
All right. Okay, I love you. You have a wonderful evening. I'll try to call you back tomorrow, I guess.
I love you too.
All right.
Okay, honey.
Bye.
All right.
So basically, he's saying he set up, he denied that he did it. Shirley's basically telling him he's in his Job season and he should relax, let God do his thing. And he can't believe that he's being charged with something like this, and he's saying that it doesn't make any sense. So that's really the gist of it. And of course they were talking in circles, and half the time you didn't know what he was talking about, because really all he was doing was trying to see where her headspace was at, and if she was believing those charges that were waged against him. So we got our answer. We were wondering if Shirley knew in January, because we knew she knew by June. Remember, we went over that affidavit and we were like, maybe she didn't know nothing about these charges because she was kind of staying away from the information that had to do with his case. So we weren't sure, but now we know she knew about these charges. And she really didn't give a reaction or even talk about much about it. She just made it like it didn't make sense because it doesn't, almost like it doesn't align with his MO. Like it doesn't align with what he's been accused of in the past. Now, when it comes to his past crimes, and she says she knew about him and all of that, a lot of those were years ago. Some of them were decades ago. So I'm pretty sure his attorney will probably try to make sure that those are not admissible into evidence because it can go towards your credibility. If you have been convicted of a crime involving theft, dishonesty, those type of charges, which is all of his charges, then that goes to your credibility because that's in the category of nobody can believe what you say. We shouldn't believe what you say because you have a history and a pattern of lying or thieving or being deceitful. But because they're such older crimes, they may be considered inadmissible. And if they were admissible, it may be more prejudicial than probative because people do tend to look at you like, if you robbed somebody before, if you stole a credit card before, if you got something in somebody else's name that didn't belong to you and didn't give you permission before, then you're probably going to do it again. So that's so sometimes it'd be considered more prejudicial than probative. So the judge won't allow it into the case because they figure that it'll prejudice you. But that would be something that they probably will try to file as well. So that's the first phone call. And then he goes on. It must have been the day of his bond hearing because he was denied bond, obviously, the first time. And he talks to Shirley again, and he's really upset about the lawyer, like very upset about the lawyer, like spitting bullets, and you can almost feel it through the video, like through the phone. He was really upset, and she's kind of trying to calm him down and all of that. But you said, I don't know. I don't know that I would have kept paying, especially after hearing the multitude of charges. I agree. She clearly started really looking at what was going on because he was consistently saying, I'm about to get out, I'm about to get out. Then they bring more charges. So she can't ignore it. Now you're broke. You're spending thousands of dollars on attorneys that don't seem like they're helping. And the way it don't look like they were helping at all. And then you don't have a car. You're getting your car repo while you're trying to get your little curls done. Now at this time, we know Steve Harvey knows about it, and all of that. Well, he said he knew already. He just wasn't telling her that he knew. But all this stuff is crumbling down. So now you can tell she's getting a little backbone where she's not just allowing him to say anything without her challenging it, and she's questioning things now. So this is probably around the time, because I know we did a call in April where he said by that time it was like nobody was really answering his phone calls. So it seems like she just started wisening up a little bit, and being broke and homeless and not having your car, that probably will help anybody wisen up. So let's see, Abundance and Clarity said they were both definitely talking in circles. It was, and by this time he does know. Remember back in October, the government basically let him know they were listening to his phone calls. So before any of these phone calls came out on the internet, the government let him know we're listening to your calls because they were using that as a basis to deny bonds, to deny him bail. So they were already listening to his phone calls anyway. But so that may be why they're kind of talking in circles. And honestly, it just feel like Shirley these calls let me know that she had a little bit more information than maybe what we thought she did, but they still were talking in circles. But this is call number 2. This is the voice you're going to hear from phone calls from prison. I'm not going to fast forward it. I'm going to let her give your intro.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
In this next call, Ernesto and Shirley continue to talk about his new charges. Ernesto says he's being set up and he's upset with his lawyer. Shirley tries to calm him down. Take a listen.
Hello?
Hello.
How you doing
Yes,
today?
I'm all right. How are you, honey? Yes, Tosh. I'm on the phone. Yeah, I'm okay. I'll get with you. Yeah, I'm okay, hon. How are you? Tosh just came downstairs to speak.
Oh, she can't speak to you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Okay. Well, she doing better. I see. That's good.
yeah, she's doing much better. She's not sick anymore.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. How are you
Okay.
feeling
Today, well, I
uh,
just came back from over there and everything. So I don't know what he said, but the story wasn't nothing what they said it was. What they said it was. I just got a whiff yesterday, but that shit is all backwards. Okay. So I had an email sent out to him, let him know I don't need them talking to you no more. Me and you gonna sit down and hash out tonight what we need to do as concerned with you and I. Um,
what do
just
you
for
mean you don't need him talking to me anymore?
that kitty shit. Because see, he shouldn't call you and told you nothing until he found out the true facts. He didn't have the true facts. Uh, I didn't understand that part. Coach can't tell me or forewarn me first. You understand
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And I don't like people trying to get too familiar when they think they know something they don't know. I get what I'm trying to say is I'm married. This is my marriage. This ain't nobody else's marriage. People
Mhm.
try to get close to what they think it is, and then it's gonna be none what they think it is.
What is okay? What does a marriage have to do with anything?
Because it was some slick shit was said. Oh, shoot, he gonna wind up in the divorce court. All this stuff keep coming up. He shouldn't have never
Oh,
said. He shouldn't have never said that to somebody.
oh.
You got what I'm saying? This is a small goddamn city now. This is a small city. You,
Okay, so basically what he's saying for those that don't understand, because he is a mumble mouth. He told the lawyer, he tried to be slick with it, right? And she caught it. I told him he don't need to talk to you about nothing no more. You know, trying to get Shirley to be like, I'm gonna agree with you like she always does. But she's like, why isn't he talking to me? Which is another red flag. Like, why are you trying to keep me from talking to the lawyer and know what's going on? So that gives us more insight as to why she may not have known some things, because perhaps there were directions not to talk to Shirley about it, to keep her, at a certain level where he's the only one that gives the information related to the case, so he can control what information she knows about. And he was very clear that got to do with the kitty stuff. He used another word, but he was very clear that that's what he didn't want to talk about. Then to say, well, we're going to end up in, if these charges keep coming, you're going to end up in divorce court. Well, he said that on the hearing we heard in May or June, whenever that hearing was, that brought a lot of this stuff to light. He made the same statement on the platform. His attorney said that when Shirley did the affidavit, basically told the judge, please let him come home, because if you don't let him come home, you're going to be dealing with a divorce in Fulton County. So he said that a couple of months later. So clearly you ain't showed you was that pissed off for him saying that behind closed doors, because he definitely said it on a platform. And Judge Manning, she gets outside of that though, she gets hundreds of people that watch her live streams, because she's a very interesting judge that does these preliminary exams and bond hearings. And a lot of people like to watch her. So before Nesto, she had an audience. So his attorney already said that, because I heard when the attorney said it on his bond hearing back in May or June, where he said, you need to hurry, he needs to be able to get out. And here's an affidavit from his wife, who doesn't want to go by SS, because she doesn't want, she's a high profile person and she doesn't want anybody in her business, or she doesn't want it filed. But he messed around and it was filed in one of the cases. And that's how we got it. It wasn't filed pertaining to this specific case. It wasn't filed, but that affidavit was filed. So even when that affidavit was drafted and signed by Shirley, she knew about these allegations in January. So clearly, I guess she just didn't believe, she didn't believe them. Maybe she got more information on it or whatever. But anyway, let's go.
you don't have to repeat what I said, but I'm just saying.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
that's why I said the other day. ain't nobody buddy in this situation. This is business right here. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
and it's like it was like some pressure on. Well, you gonna send some more money? No, that was a fee. You can when you start. That's how it's supposed to go. If you charge a price, it's not all up front. You're charging like it all up front. That's not how this shit was. That's not what the agreement was. It's a certain amount. You get started, do what you need to do, and we get to that point. Now, this right here was a cold blow right here. And I know where this blow came from because I went in there today and heard it myself.
Hmm.
Okay? And they told me they wasn't giving me no bond for another 2 months. You got to do the same process again. Sit up here for 2 months. Um, sit up in 2 months. And let another judge decide to let me get a bond because it's not the same caliber of situation. I never had no situation in my life like this. So they can't judge me on that. They judge me on because I still got these open cases. You understand that?
Hmm.
So that's what they told me today. And so today, when I got in there early, they told me I had to have so I asked did I have reputation. So I said, no, I'm going to do it for the film. And they said, no, you got to keep the same one you got on all your cases because they're complex. So I get in there and I'm like, okay. So it's time to go to court. Then the DA came in and said, no, I talked to his judge yesterday. His lawyer yesterday said he's not going to work the case. So I'm saying to myself, okay. But he could have came and told me that shit yesterday. Instead of running, calling you, telling you something, the facts ain't even all the way there, and that's not even what the full fact, what I'm charged with. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Okay. So, and the
Hmm.
killing part is what I'm charged for is 11 and 12 and 13-year-olds. What kind of shit is that? You understand now?
Yeah.
It's a image. It's a image. That's what it says. It's a image, a slight image. That's what it said. Okay. Then it say it was in his property phone, whatever.
Your
That's not true.
computer.
Yeah, that's not true. So I'm trying to figure out where they come from. All right. So then it say you set it like I'm running a chain of line. That's not true.
It's
So was it in your property phone or was it in your computer? See, that's why I said you kind of got to listen to what he's saying because he said they said it was in my property phone. But we do know when he was arrested, there was a phone and a computer. Then you had Shirley say in your computer, like she had the information. And then he responded and was like, she corrected him, like your computer. He's like, yeah, but that's not true. It's just the way he's talking. It's just kind of, let's go.
sounds like what now? Say that part again.
Running something. You
Oh,
understand?
oh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that wasn't true as well either at all. That's not what it says at all. So that's about it. So well, you don't have to bond me out. You don't have to do none of that. He has.
So is he saying that, and y'all help me out, is he saying that his lawyer told him all of this stuff, but then he didn't got more information and it's not true? Like they didn't find no images or let me go back. Because it sounds like he's trying to say the lawyer didn't give correct information to Shirley. So that's why he don't want her even talking to Shirley, doesn't want him talking to Shirley because he gave some facts that weren't accurate facts. So he's looked at the documents and that's not what they're charging him with, or that's not really the fact. This is why I'm saying, like, we don't have the discovery. They're still in investigative mode. So the little bit of information we were able to get through freedom of information, that's all we get. When we're going to get more information when the actual trial comes, or if his lawyer starts filing motions and we're able to see some of the facts in the motion, then it may shift it a little bit because we can see what his arguments are. But I'm gonna back this up just a little bit because I want to know what he
told me that shit yesterday. Instead of running, calling you, telling you something, the facts ain't even all the way there, and that's not even what the full fact, what I'm charged with. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Okay. So, uh, and the killing part is what I'm charged for is 11 and 12 and 13-year olds. What kind of shit is that? You understand now?
Yeah.
It's a image. It's a image. That's what it says. It's a image, a slight image. That's what it said. Okay. Then it say it was in his property phone, whatever.
Your
That's not true.
computer.
Yeah, that's not true.
So it
So
wasn't in the phone.
I'm trying to figure out where they come from. All right. So then it say you set it like I'm running a chain of line. That's not true.
You.
So see, this is what I'm talking about. So it sounds like he may be he's mixing two things. So it sounds like the lawyer may have told her what was in the document, but he's kind of telling her that he gave false information, which kind of leads you to believe that maybe it wasn't really in the document and he read something else and it said something different. But really what he's doing, it sounds like, is denying those allegations, that they ain't find nothing in the phone, they ain't found nothing in the computer, they wasn't 11, 12, 13-year-old. See, he's just kind of talking in circles. So it's like you leave people to their imagination as to whether you're saying you saw documents for yourself and that's not what they said, or are you denying that none of this stuff is true? Like, are you saying, rather, because that's kind of double negative, are you saying that none of this stuff is true? So
It sounds like what now? Say that part again.
Running something. You know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that wasn't true as well either at all. That's not what it says at all. So
that's not what it says.
that's about it. So well, you don't have to bond me out. You don't have to do none of that. He hasn't produced the other bond. I ain't even got that yet anyway.
You don't even have a bond. So
well, remember yesterday I told you there's going to be a public defender. That's what he told me. He won't.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
He's not good
he
at
told
that.
me. Well, he doesn't handle those kinds of cases. Period. Nothing
Right.
to do with anything like that.
Right.
So that would be a public defender. But the other stuff. But every time they get new charges, that's like a new case anyway.
Right. I do understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I do understand. I understand all that. I got that part. But what I was trying to tell him when we was doing, I say I'm being set up. You can't see because you ain't been in this long enough to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Now they see this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and when I was trying to explain to him about our little folks, you understand that? Okay, our little folks put that all together on a whiff because they didn't like this one person, and that one person, you figure that one person who was maybe jealous.
Well,
you understand that?
Yeah, I'm not going to agree with that totally, but okay.
No. Now that's not what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you, I'm not trying to throw nobody on the bus, no look like that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just, I'm not saying that. But okay, well, we can't really, yeah.
Right. I can't, but I'm trying to get the best of it out. So you can just go. What about your place?
So he said
Did
the
it come
little
together for
folks.
you? You understand that? Okay, our little folks put that all together on a whiff because they didn't like this one person, and that one person, you figure that one person who was maybe jealous.
Well,
you understand
yeah.
that?
What?
Yeah, I'm not going to agree with that totally, but okay.
No. Now that's not what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you, I'm not trying to throw nobody on the bus, no look like that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just, I'm not saying that. But okay, well, we can't really, yeah.
Right. I can't, but I'm trying to get the best of it out. So you can just go. What about your place? Did it come together for you?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay. And do you know how much left on this man?
About 10 or 12, something like that.
No, it's less than that. It's less than
No, it's
that.
not. No, it's not. No, it's
I,
not.
I thought you did 22.
No, I mean, he was like 35 or something.
No. I'm talking about what you gave.
I don't know.
Okay.
What? I'll figure it out.
Okay. No, because I want to make sure. I just want to make sure it's clear. I want you to go ahead on and do what you got to do because I can't go no fucking way anyway. My life is just shambles like a motherfucker to me right now. That should just
Hmm.
really blow me. It should really blow me.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Man,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
horrible. That's like the worst thing ever.
yeah. So and then and his mind, he ain't gonna get paid because you see you got to do I don't know what the fuck y'all talk about whatever, but his mind he probably think, well I gotta get paid, I gotta. That shit just be fucking with me right there. I just could be honest
Well,
with
you
you.
shouldn't let it. You shouldn't let it because that is true. You got to pay these people. That is true. If
Right.
Yeah,
you
but
want them
just
to work your case, you got to pay them.
yeah,
You know.
that I got that part. But you got to do your shit. Now the day Friday, I want to see them other shit taken care of, like they said. You understand what I'm saying? I want to see that.
Uh-huh.
It's 4 o'clock. What if I didn't have this from yesterday? It's 4 o'clock. I don't. You told me Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, the reason it wasn't Wednesday is because of the other charges.
I
Hmm.
that's some
You know
bullshit.
that. Well, I don't know that. I mean, honey, I
I
don't
got.
know. I
I
can
got
only
you.
go by what they tell me.
I got you. I
And
got you.
since it didn't happen, that's what I'm going by. If you got new charges.
So that's why I didn't get it.
Yes, because you got new
Motherfucker.
charges.
That motherfucker didn't tell me that. That motherfucker's a piece of shit. Cause I
No,
called.
hun. Please don't say that, okay?
Wow. That's a two-faced motherfucker. But that's not what he told me.
Well, I don't think he knew it. I don't think he knew it, honey. I don't think he knew it until he was there. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
No.
from my end, it sounds like he's working on your behalf, okay? From my
Yeah.
end.
But you said I didn't get it because of the new charges.
Well,
That's what
that's
you
what
said.
that's they threw those on, I guess because they knew you were getting out, and
Yeah,
they're
but
trying
that
to.
I understand. No, I truly understand. I'm good. I understand.
But wait a minute, it's like this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's like you're getting mad at him, but you can't do that because he's the only one that can help you right now.
I
You
know
know what I'm
that, but
saying?
that's not what you can't help me do. Telling me one thing, telling you one thing. You're just not
But
helping
if
me.
even if he does tell me one thing, what does that matter? The point is that he's
Everybody got to be on the same page. I can take it
listen.
when we're on the same page.
Well, how is it that we're not on the same page, though?
Because he didn't tell me that. He
He
did
didn't
not
tell you
tell.
what.
He didn't tell me,
The-
oh man, you got some new shit coming. They ain't gonna do it. No,
I just said he didn't know. I don't think he knew that. If it came, I don't think he knew it. And I'm not going in his defense or anything like that. I just don't think he knew it.
Okay.
And see, it's like, it's like this. You're in there and you're getting mad, but that's not going to help the situation. You got to work with this guy. I mean, we can't afford to get another lawyer.
No, I'm good on that. I mean, he got to do what he got to do. He can't do nothing with the new shit anyway. I already got somebody who specializes in that anyway. I'm already 10 steps ahead right now.
How you already got somebody that specializes in this? How do you know this person? And who paying for it? That's what Shirley want to say right now. Okay, you got a new guy that can take care of that case instead of a public defender. Who paying for it? That's what she should have said. How you got somebody in mind, but you ain't got a pot to piss it in the window to throw it out of? Like, come on, that stuff.
I'm already on something else right now. So.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that is your defense attorney. So please try to work with him. Don't get angry with him.
So,
That's all. Now, you could be right. Maybe he shouldn't have told me. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess he wanted me to know because I'm your wife.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me and told me nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But you knew the charges
I knew that, but
when,
his
when you
thing,
called me.
yeah, but he's still talking like today he was gonna handle his business. That's not what's going. That's not. He wasn't handling his business. You understand what I'm
Well,
saying?
but
Regardless,
if
like
he, okay, let me ask you this. You still, if, what do you mean handling his business?
let me tell
Because
you
you
something.
still wouldn't have gotten out because of the new charges.
I know that, but still though, if I hadn't had him at all, period, this still supposed to be handled anyway. If I wouldn't have had this charge or not.
Well, I think that what I'm saying to you is, according to what I have been told or know, if you would have, they were. That was the plan. You were supposed to be out, and that's why the charges were thrown in at the last minute.
Yeah, I got that part, but I still don't have what I needed when we first started. That's what
That's what you need to. That's what you need to talk to him about.
That's right, but that's what I'm talking about, the conflict of interest, the conversation. That's what I'm saying to you right now.
Okay, well then that's what you need to focus on. But what I'm saying is you can't get mad at him.
I'm not.
He's your help right now. You know, he's your help. You got to try to work with him, not against him. Right now.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, honey. That's all I'm saying.
I got that.
You got to work with him. Out of the 3 attorneys that we've had, him being the third, he's the best so far.
Yeah, but he can't have the service conflicted. He got to have it one
But
way.
even if he tells me I can't do anything, even if he does tell me, I can't do anything.
I know that. But his thing, he should have communicated with me as well. Man, I can't do it. It ain't gonna happen, man, because this is happening right here, and they were going on. But they told me they agreed. This is not gonna stop anything. This was always. That's what I'm telling you. They said this ain't gonna stop nothing. Don't worry about that. I got this.
Who told you that?
He told me that.
When did he tell you that?
Yesterday.
After you heard the charges?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well then, why are you angry? Because it didn't happen Wednesday? I mean, I'm just trying to understand.
What I'm trying to say is that what he's supposed to be working on, he said that was going to be taken care of. At least I have some chopping blocks going down. Okay, that's supposed to be a guarantee right there. No matter what popped up, that's what he said.
Well, okay, I got that. But you can't, only thing you can do as far as I can see is that you're not out until you're out, no matter what they say. That's why I don't say, oh, he's getting out today or he's getting out, because you're not out until you're out. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Okay. Wednesday, I have hope, but until you're out.
Okay. Well,
okay, so and what I'm saying is, don't put all your eggs in that basket. You have to, you got to let him work on what he's working on your behalf. But until you're out, you're not out, and that's the reality of it, And it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that he's not working on your behalf, or I'm just saying. Remember how I was. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you have to change your way of looking at it. Don't put all your faith in what he says, because it's not. Don't put your faith in man anyway. Just hold on. That's all I can say. Just try to hold on, honey. I know that's easier to say when I'm here and you're there, but
I get it. I understand.
Yeah, I know.
I get it. But okay. Well, okay.
Just try to keep your hope alive. That's all I can say. Keep trusting and sometimes they may just sound like words, but that's all you have. and I do believe that he's working on your behalf more than the other two were, at least. You know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know where this guy. I don't even know where he came from. I just knew that I had to start paying him now. That's all I knew.
I ain't got no problem with it. I just don't like that gossip and shit. And then I like facts. You know, I'm a facts person now.
Yeah, you are. Well, then that's what you need to tell him.
I done
That's
told him that 3 times.
Well, who's he gossiping with? Who's he gossiping with?
Man, that man just gossip, period. Just get whatever, period. And then sometimes be talking, they don't even know what the fuck they be saying.
Well, then,
like to talk.
But if you don't have any control over what other people do. Okay, so it's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
it's nothing you can do about it.
Here's the thing. I'm cool with that. But well, I don't know how long she gonna be able to hang in there with him. He gonna be in part of a divorce cause next. What? That ain't fucking professional to me.
It's not. It's not.
She just at her wits end. Niggas don't talk like that.
Well, okay, but some of them do. They might.
Yeah,
they
might.
Hold
on. Listen to what I'm saying. She's just at her wits end with
I heard you. I heard what you said. And that's not good to hear if you're behind bars and all that. I got it.
Thank you.
I heard you. But you can't, you have a strong mind. You gotta block it out.
Yeah, I do.
That's not as bad as the charges. Okay? It's like there's things that are way worse than that. So you can't get stuck on the petty stuff.
No, because here's the thing. If we good, you supposed to have me somebody lined up that do take care of that. That's how this shit supposed to go.
But it's not. Okay? Yeah. It's not. You got to deal with reality, not how it should go. You got to deal with how it is.
Wow. Them motherfuckers out here look crazy as a motherfucker right now. I'm talking about
To who?
I said, the world, my life. How can I look somebody in the eye? I'm talking about what I just got today.
What did you just get to? You mean the charges?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that ain't got nothing to do with him. That's the Roswell Police Department, right?
I know it. I know it. I got it.
I'm just trying to help you maybe see it in another way and not get so upset.
I'm straight. I'm just, I just need for you to be happy.
I'm okay. I'm not going to say that, I don't get discouraged.
Y'all hear that? See, he's still trying to pick up brain. I just need you to just go ahead and be happy. See, so I'm like, okay, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're putting me before you. Is our conversation over now? That'll messed him up. Are you done with our conversation? Thank you so much for putting me first. I'm gonna take your advice. It's probably the smartest thing you said all day.
I'm not gonna say that, but I'm okay. All right. Yeah, sometimes I do get down. Yes, I do. And I'm sure you do too. But we still have our health. We're still alive. And this is something we're.
That's not what he said in the hearing. He said Nesto said he needed to get out of jail because he has significant health problems, and because of those problems, he needs to be out of jail to get the proper treatment. That's not what he said, though. But okay.
Going through. You have your good days and you have your bad days.
Well, I sure been having some bad ones here for an old ass man.
You're not that old. You're only 58. Lisa, Elvis Presley's daughter died yesterday. She was 54. She had a heart attack.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did she look 54?
Not really. I mean, I guess she's had a rough life, in a sense. She's been rich all of her life, but, she was married to Michael Jackson at one time.
You see how Shirley immediately goes to money? That's part of what Shirley's problem is. In my opinion, Shirley is in this situation because Nesto was able to sniff that out from a mile away. You look like you got money. You pulling up in Benzes and Bentleys. You look like you got businesses. He got these motor coaches. But she didn't know he was switching titles and like you had a truck that he was driving in your name. So why do you think that he could? You had houses in your name and not his name. Nothing in your mind said, why is all this stuff and it got to be in my name and not in his name? Nothing. Because he should be able, the type of stuff he was driving, you driving $200,000, $300,000 car, you should be able to get everything in your name or in your business name. You shouldn't need to put it in nobody else's name. So when she mentions about, when he asked about how she looked and she's like, oh, she had problems, but she's been rich all her life. See, that being focused on, that's what it took. Her not having stuff, her not having the money to pay. She said, my fear is that I'm going to be broke. So her focus on money has been detriment to her, in my opinion.
I think what really hurt her is one of her kids died. And I don't know if he died of a drug overdose. I can't remember how he died. I have to look that up. But she lost a son. Mm-hmm. So, I'm just saying, hon, just try to think about the things that you're grateful for. And I know this sounds crazy, and I know it does, but it helps. Then you won't always think of your situation. You still, you still have life. Just try to think of the things you're grateful for. That's all I can tell you. Just try to think of things that you're grateful for. And it's kind of hard, I know, given your situation. But I'm just trying to give you another way to look at things. Don't let these people, these mere humans, get you all upset. Okay?
Do you get upset?
I just told you I did. Did you not hear me? I just told you that. I just told you that.
Yeah. Okay.
I just told you that.
Okay, all right, okay. Do you know how many people that I had to talk to and say, well, your wife, she had this and she had that before she met me, and now she don't have nothing.
It's the truth.
I'll be like, what'd you say?
Just that.
Yeah. You like Dion snapped on me the other day. That was cute. He took good for your defense. He showed me some mad love for you. I had to shut my mouth. Yeah.
But, hon, those things are true. Those things are very true. But, even with all of that, you still got to try to think of some positive stuff. You cannot dwell on that. You can't dwell on it. You just cannot. I don't care what they say.
Yeah.
And I just told you that yesterday. I said that to you.
Yeah.
I said that to you. Your wife said it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And I mean, of course, I don't know what to tell you except for just to try to.
No, you don't have. Listen. You. This is a. I don't know if I'm supposed to be your big baby, your husband, or I don't know what the hell I got going on right now. Straight up right now. I just don't
right now,
down. Huh?
Right now we're still married. I'm still. I mean, I'm trying to be as loyal and all that to you as I can, and I'm paying for your attorney, and all of that. So. You got that to be grateful for. You have that.
I'm grateful for all that you had ever believed in me and done for me. I'm way more grateful. And then I just hear that, but what I hear, the white lady, you just don't know him. You don't know him.
Well, you can't let that stuff get in your spirit. You can't.
Yeah, I get it.
You can't. People are going to say everything. That's the devil, to try to knock you off your game or to try and tear you down. But you have to remember this, no matter what you went through, and I told you this yesterday, Jesus went through that and more, for you. So you just gotta, he gave up his life. So no matter
If you
what
want
we
to,
go through.
if you want around, I'll do the same. I'm dead serious right now.
Well, I definitely don't want to hear that, and I hope that's
like,
not the case. And
Okay.
just hang in there. Just I know it's hard. I mean, I know that's easy to say. I get it. I get that. But don't you're letting the negative stuff get to you. You're letting it get to you, and you can't. Don't let them break you. Don't let it tear you down. You're strong. You're a strong man. You got a strong mind. You always have had a strong mind. You can think.
I can think.
Where's that Nesto? Where is he? You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're sure right. You're sure right.
Don't lose yourself. Don't lose yourself. Don't let them break you. That's all I can say. That's why I tell you got to stay close to God. You need to get in his word and read. You need to read his word.
Okay.
And that's all I have for you, because you can't let this negative stuff get in your mind. That's where everything starts, in the mind. Everything begins with a thought.
You ever seen a movie with Will Smith and his wife, and he was a lawyer, and they started planting shit all the way around him and all that other stuff? You ever see that movie?
His Will and his wife?
Yeah, not real wife. Like it was a movie. It was probably about 10 years ago. Like that.
Enemy. The enemy.
Yeah, that's it.
Enemy of. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. That came on yesterday once I found this out. I felt like him yesterday. I don't understand what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
I mean, it's like Job. He didn't know. Stuff just kept piling on him and piling on him. He didn't know either. He didn't know why it was happening. He didn't know what was going on. He just had to deal with it. That's it.
Yeah.
He didn't know. He just dealt with it. His wife told him, "Why don't you just curse God and die?" You can't do that. That's what the devil wants you to do. You can't do what he wants you to do. You can't. Like I said, Jesus didn't want to do what he did. He didn't want to do it, but he just said, if it's your will, Lord, then I'll have to do it. Then I'll do it. But if you, take this cup from me.
Okay. You're right.
I'm just trying to you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. Those are the things you got to concentrate on. You got to concentrate on God. God is bigger than all this stuff we're going through. And that's what helps me get through it. That's what helps me,
Well, I don't want this to just stress you all the way out.
You can't worry about that, though. You can't. I'm okay.
Well, if I
I'm okay. I get down. I'm not going to lie. But you can't worry. You can't worry about that. You got enough to worry about. I'm okay. I'm all right. And I'm going to be all right.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Let me know.
Okay.
I'm going to call Dre so you have to go get a car unless you don't figure it out yet.
No, I haven't, but I will.
So if you want me to, I'm going to call him. He could do that for me. I just got to tell him what's going on. I'll do that probably later on tonight.
Okay.
So just don't get some positive stuff going on.
Yeah, that's what I need you to do.
Yeah.
You.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the one that's in there. It's okay.
I get some positive stuff going on. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead.
Get the Bible, read it. You gotta stay in there. That's what you have to do. I don't care if you read Job. Read. Start at the end. I like to read the beginning and the end.
The police told me today, bring us over here not to cut you off from the foot. The parent said, "Man, ain't putting chains on me." He said, "Man, you look like Moses."
Mm-hmm.
That's what he told me today.
Okay.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
If you haven't seen Ernesto's latest bond hearing, infamous Sylvia has the full video footage.
I can't. What an ending, man. So he said, "You look like Moses." She's like, "Oh, okay." Like, whatever. So, as you guys see, he really didn't have any except denial. He said he didn't do it. Um, I don't know again if he was trying to allege that what was in the document wasn't true, or what his lawyer was alleging was in the document really wasn't in the document. I don't know. It was all circular. But by this time, he should at least have some inclination on what these charges entail. So he does have a hearing where he's trying to reduce his bond. As of now, I don't think they've canceled it, but it's supposed to be on Monday, and it's in Judge Manning's courtroom. And so in those bond hearings, as we heard in the last one, we get facts of what the prosecutor is saying. So those are usually what we had in the documents, little things that said in these jail calls. We can only take it with a grain of salt because he doesn't really talk about his cases. Everything we hear about is, to me, it just sounds like he's trying to see where Shirley is, making sure she's paying whatever need to be paid. She's complaining about being broke. And then we got Sonya. Now that's who I want to know what she thought about everything, if she was still talking to him past January regarding this case and these charges with the pictures. That's who I want to hear. What does she got to say? Because if you guys recall, Sonya kept saying you should be getting out on bond because you don't have anything major. You don't have anything major. So now that she knows that there are some major charges, did she stick around or did she bust up and she leave? That's what I want to know. But anyway, again, he didn't really give us anything to hold on to as to what his defenses would be. The motion that was filed related to these charges to reduce his bond, it was just as generic as the first one that we saw in front of Judge Esmond Adams. The exact same information in there, basically nothing. But I'm going to assume, because clearly they are watching our videos, I am going to assume that she will do a little bit better by the time the next hearing comes. That she would do a bit better. Now, he does have a bond for the child pictures. It's like $200,000 per count. So it's $800,000 total. And at one point he said he can afford it, but apparently it has changed and he can't afford it anymore. So, and as you guys see, he does have a court appointed, and it sounds like his court appointed are on, I don't know if they're on all of the cases, if they split it up, if they're going to end up consolidating. I don't know. His cases are all over the place, but it's not much movement on any of his files. His co-defendant on five of his charges, Erica King, Hughley Rothschild, she got out in March on bond and she has not had a hearing since. So that just kind of goes to show you how slow this how slow motion this stuff is moving, because it's almost been a year and she hasn't had a hearing. Now I wonder, she may be talking, she may be in the verge of pleading. I don't know what's going on, but there's literally have been no movement in her case, and the only movement on Nestle's has been to try to get the bond reduced and to get a bond on the one case that he doesn't have a bond at all. But when I first started my live, I want to get back to that. We were talking about presumed innocent until proven guilty. And we only have, again, these jail calls, the documents that I went over, and these hearings and the allegations and some of the motions and pleadings, which hasn't been much. So we know what the prosecution's generally what their argument is. We don't really know all the specifics. We don't know all of the details of them, but we have a kind of a general idea. On the other side, we don't know any of the defenses that Nesto is going to bring. You're not supposed to litigate in the media. I'm not saying that, but he has not filed anything for real, even for the bond motions that would make, or any information at the hearings. There's nothing even verbally that we've seen that would help him, as to what his defenses are. So we're just sitting back trying to see what his defenses are going to be. But I posed the question in the beginning because in our members only, we discussed Cora Jake's Coleman's ex-husband's case, and he was accused of some. Let me see if I have his indictment, but he was accused of some things as well. And it was, like I said, it was very interesting to me how people are giving him somewhat of some grace and mercy, but when it comes to Nesto, y'all like, we don't like him, we don't like him, we don't like him. So is it because of Shirley? Is it because you feel like he's doing something to like wrong to a woman? I just really wanted to know like the thought process on why. Let me see where his indictment. The thought process on why some of you guys are like, oh, we don't believe that he did anything wrong. We believe he was set up, but with Nesto, we just like y'all ain't giving him no grace. Y'all like, whatever he's saying, it don't sound right. So this is Richard Brandon Coleman's indictment, and these are his offenses. You see, count 1, continuous abuse of a young child, aggravated SA, indecency with the child. He has 2 counts of indecency with a child, and then he has those. But it seems like with this, when we were having our conversations in members only, people were giving him a whole lot of grace and mercy, and he has pled to one of these counts. So I just want to know from your perspectives, like, what do you think is the difference is as to why he gets a little bit of grace and mercy, and why y'all looking at Nesto like, whatever, we don't believe nothing you talking about. Crazy cohort pimp. Five Fox said he go to hell too. I'm not doing it. Oh God. Yeah, too okay. Y'all said none of them. No, but I think and you have to know more of the backstory when it comes to Cora's ex-husband. There's a content creator named Nosy Bystander. She did a whole series. I never really covered this case with Brandon. I never really covered it, but there are a few content creators that have. And she did interviews with him, and he kind of gave his side of the story, and he seemed confused. He seemed hurt, and he turned down plea deals at first. Like, he kept turning them down, and he's been in jail for like 2 years. He's been adamant that he didn't do it, that there were some issues, I guess, with the daughter and all of that. We went through all that in the membership conversation, but is it because we don't know any of Nesto's defenses, but we kind of heard from Brandon? Or is it just because of who the Jakes are, you feel like he may have been coerced because it was nothing that he could do because of the power and the influence they have, not necessarily from them, but maybe because people that respect them. These are all hypotheticals, so y'all don't be coming after me, Jakes. I'm just asking. Or is it because Nesto just comes across like a grind ball? Is it personal? I'm just trying to understand y'all thought process. Oh, you've never heard of the case? Okay. Andrea said, I think it's because of Cora. Okay. And Cora has also been accused of because both of her kids are adopted. So with the one kid, Jason, it's being alleged that there was something wrong with that adoption process as well. So the biological mom is trying to get the child back from Cora. So that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But yeah, there are people that have been discussed it. See what I'm saying? Real Time said, I believe that he's innocent. That's what I'm saying. I've had more people that believe that. Like, they believe that he is innocent. And again, everybody with him, he signed for a plea deal. Now, that doesn't mean there are several people who sign plea deals, and we went over that, and they do it for the certainty. Because you don't ever know what a jury is going to think. You don't know if you're going to be able to persuade all people to think the same way, not guilty. So in order to have a certainty, if you're facing 50 years, if they tell you I'm gonna give you 2, then some people will rather not roll the dice and they'll take the 2. So yes, there are people that are in prison who maintain their innocence and still say, but they had to do what they had to do because they wanted the certainty. They wanted to be out for their kids, or what their parents are older, whatever their rationale is. But yeah, I just was curious about that. You said I have no idea. Real okay, I got you. Nesto seems grimy and Brandon seems sweet and innocent. Yeah, I can see that. Brandon does come across like he wouldn't bust a grape. And Nesto just come across like he just has this. So it's really a personality thing, right? It seems like a personality thing. And that's what I was saying in the beginning, that it's cool that you don't like somebody because you don't like their personalities. Some people just have a personality you can live without. But if you were a juror, like talking to you guys in the chat, if you guys were called today, I don't know who all live in Atlanta, in Fulton County, rather. If you guys were in a jury, can you put that aside? Because that would be the question. You may have heard about my client. You know who Shirley Strawberry is. They're going to ask all them questions. Can you put that aside and be like, I know he's a grind boy to his wife, but I am going to come with a blank canvas, meaning he is presumed innocent, and I'm going to let him plead his case and see if the evidence will exonerate him? Or is it so far gone that you're like, nah, I can't even do that because I'm already gonna think, no, he did it. Taurus, you said I could. Okay. You think you could? Okay. At least you honest. You said I couldn't be a, and there are gonna be people that's gonna go on there and they're gonna say just that, like, nope. And they're gonna be dismissed for cause. You wouldn't sit on that jury. But you see what you guys are saying. They're going to come with that. They are going to, I would surmise that they're going to deal with that when it comes to this man's case. Look at how you guys are answering, and you guys don't know each other or any of that. They're going to deal with that when it comes to this case. That's just like how what it took 9 months for the YSL to even impanel a jury. We know when it comes to Trump, it's going to be hard because who don't know Trump? Who doesn't know about the insurrection? Who doesn't know about the allegations about the, him alleging that that Biden stole the election and all those other crazy allegations he's made? Who doesn't know about it? But that's what makes it difficult, because some people can't get away from their personal biases when it comes to people. And you have to follow the facts and the law. Now, you don't have to believe it. He seems like a person that'll get on the stand. I think that's what would be his problem, because listening to him talk, I would just look at him like, what are you even saying? What? Huh? That would be his problem, is I think that he's been in this system so long that he will probably feel like he knows what can be said, or because he's been able to persuade people in his everyday life, he thinks, oh, all I need to do is talk to the jurors and they're gonna believe me. He'll be one of those. But I was just curious, y'all. Thank you so much for your honesty. I appreciate it. So you said I didn't even change the county, but they may do a change of venue. That's a good point. They make requests for a change of venue. Now y'all listen to everything I'm saying, so if it happened, you're gonna be like, oh, Pam was talking about that. Nesto brings us together. Stick to that. You know what? I would get, if I lived in Fulton County by the time, if I lived there or whatever, and I moved by the time he had his child, they would probably look at me and be like, no, absolutely not. But they usually don't pick attorneys anyway because of the way we're trained. Even though they'll tell you don't act on your emotion, don't look at the person. You get some lawyers that be like, I know my client sucks as a person, but I need you to look past that. Yes, he was the bad, he cheated on his wife, he did this, he did that. They may have to bring that out because they don't want it to look like, if the prosecution brings it out, it makes it way worse, because then it looks like some type of, bombshell, and you take away the sting of that if you're the one that bring it up in your case. Like, yeah, he did different. Heck, it could be that she knew about it. We don't know. We don't live with them people. We don't know what's going on. What if it comes out that she knew about all this stuff? She knew about Sonia. Then what you guys gonna say when she was like, shoot, I ain't want to deal with him like that. I just wanted somebody to drive me around, help me pay my tags, and take me to TSA, because I don't like going to the grocery store. I don't like putting gas in my car and all of that. So that was what if that came out? Then what? See, we literally have no facts of this case. We just know what's being alleged. That's all. That's my point of all of this. We just know what's being alleged, and we don't really know all the facts in this case. Ella Bella said, you're the only person covering this like an unbiased third party, because bottom line is the state is screwing nastiness. So I don't know if he's guilty or not. And Cora's ex is definitely guilty. No one cares. Dang. Okay, El Bella. Well, he allegedly did sign a plea agreement. So she loved the appearance of it all. His conversations are so empty. No feelings, nothing. Yeah. You said not. Fran J said not driving, Miss Shirley. We don't know. We are all guessing, is my point. We really don't know how these people live. We know she put up a facade. So what else would you put up a facade about? I've just seen so many things that seem crazy and off the hook, and we base people's lives on how we would live ours, which is always a disservice, because people live their lives in different ways. And one of those documents we seen, just like the women that we looked at that accused him of finessing them out of money. We don't know these women. We don't know if they liars. They may have a history of lying. He could have just been messing with them, and he hurt, and they wanted to be with him, and he hurt their feelings. It's women out here that have done some foul things to people. That's why I said I've seen so many things, and I think a lot of people just don't like the way he appears to be treating Shirley. But some of this stuff she's not inquiring into. She's not asking questions. She let him take care of certain things because it seems like that's what she wanted. She kept talking about that. I didn't even have to put gas in my car. That's the thing. Those little things were impressive to her. So he scoped out. He watched to see what would make her feel happy and to gain his trust, gain trust. And then that's how he got it. That's what womanizers do. But being a womanizer doesn't necessarily make you guilty of a crime. That's all I'm saying. So we still gonna try to keep an open mind as much as possible. Or the shadiness that is evident in his business dealings. I don't think he really has anything. None of his criminal cases have to do with, except like buying trucks or something from people and allegedly not paying it back, or getting the car fixed and not paying for that. But isn't that what the judge said, though? Isn't that what in that bond hearing, the judge said, and that's why I said I would have stopped and been like, no, Your Honor, because a judge is not supposed to assess credibility. And if you are insinuating or inferring to say that your client knew that he had medical conditions before he got himself in this situation, that gives a presumption that you're alleging or what you're saying can be inferred or interpreted as if you are giving a credibility assessment, that you believe everything the state is saying and they haven't even proven their case. Yes, there has been probable cause on this case, because probable cause is a low bar. Literally, a random person on the street can say, and this happened to one of my neighbors when I was a kid. First time I ever saw a wrongful conviction, I didn't know what it was back then because that wasn't, what I was doing. But he was in line with his mom at a grocery store. Some random dude downtown was like, he's the one that stole my wallet from me. Just randomly picked him out. And then he ended up going down, having to go through the whole court process and everything. He was exonerated, thank God. But that really randomly happened. And that's all probable cause is. It's really that a crime was committed and you point to that person and say they did it. So the bar is real low. Any person can go out there and say it. Now, whether a prosecutor can prove all their cases or whatever cases that charges they brought against you is a whole nother bar. It's the highest bar. It's beyond a reasonable doubt. So that's a whole nother bar. So we have to see, the evidence on both sides. So I'm just curious to see the evidence on both sides. I think we can all agree that we think that he wasn't the greatest person, and we don't understand why Shirley married him. Like, she said she knew about his background when she married him. She knew that he was charged, but she thought he was a changed person. He wasn't that person anymore. She gave him the benefit of the doubt. So that was that. So it wasn't like she went in blindly knowing. But what bothered me though was when he responded and said, I think about you before I do anything. So almost like she's your leash. Where if I wasn't married to you, I'd probably be out in these streets wilding or something. That's how I got. I'm like, what do you mean if you weren't married to her, you'd be doing something different? What type of conversation is that? But that's a red flag. Like, what do you mean? If it wasn't for me, you would be out here doing whatever. How did grandma get arrested for possession of the stolen car? Who? I'm not sure who you're talking about. Yes. But didn't he get arrested after he was arrested after they were married? One of the cases I found, because he was arrested 3 times. So this third time is the one that he's serving now, trying to get out on all these charges. I was able to find one in 2015, like literally 5 months after they were married. There were 2 cases. I believe they were theft by deception or something along that line. Same category of alleged crimes. And those 2 cases, they were no lay priced. So the prosecution went through all of that, but then they dismissed it and they didn't prosecute him. Now in this part where he is currently in jail, he had 9 different cases. 2 of those cases have already been no lay price. However, the prosecutor inferred that they were probably going to bring those back. What we learned is they were taking his cases to a special white collar crime type unit or financial crime unit, and also some child trafficking or something like that. So they're going to go to different units according to them. But since they've said that, we haven't seen anything. That's just like in May when he was at the hearing, they said, we have a bunch of warrants and it's going to be about 14 or 15 new indictments coming down. But we never saw that many. We did see 3 more cases that were opened up, but it definitely wasn't the amount that they said it was going to be. So that's what I'm saying. We have to sit back and just kind of see what cases are going to stick, what they're going to go through with, and just maybe perhaps his attorney will file some motions to try to defend him or motions to dismiss the case or something like that. And then we can see like what his defenses, some of his defenses might be. But his attorney may not want to show their hand. I don't litigate in the media. I don't know if any of you have been following Jonathan Major's case. So the other day, I just actually flew back home. But the other day when I was in Atlanta, I was in the airport and I was just bored. So I was on the Shade Room and there was a post about Jonathan Majors and how they talked about DA Braggs and all of his stuff, I guess, that he's done that was shady. So everybody was in the chat and they were like, oh, that man's innocent. Let him out. He's innocent. He's let it out. I'm like, he's presumed innocent until proven guilty. But just the DA saying A, B, C, D, and E, you know, the DA allegedly being involved in all this shady stuff does not take away from the actual evidence in the case. Clearly, they got some type of evidence against Jonathan Major. They was letting me have it. We was going back and forth. I was like, well, I'm sitting here waiting to get on a flight, so I ain't got nothing but time. But yeah, it was a crazy conversation. I was just like, I feel like that it was that same Tory Lanez energy that I was getting from people where it doesn't matter. They just, people choose what they want to believe and they get stuck to that side. And they just like, I don't care, whatever. They can't hear nothing else you say on the other side. And to me, that's just dangerous because a lot of people we see out here is going to be our jurors. And I look at all of you guys as potential jurors. If you're over 18, so, oh girl, they was letting me have it. Do you hear me? Because I did, and I was just like, let me guess. His attorney is the one that put this information out. Because if you guys recall, with Jonathan Majors, if you guys have been following that, I haven't, because it's hard to get documents for that. You have to go down to the court and actually get them. I can't get them online. So obviously I don't live in New York, so it makes it a little difficult. And I like to pull up the documents and read them directly from there. But in the Jonathan Majors case, I guess the young lady who he's accused of abusing, she went to another country. So because she went to another country, apparently a lot of his fans believe that is consciousness of guilt, I get that it never happened or something. And so they were arguing with me that clearly that was evidence that he didn't do it. And I just was like, that just sounds stupid. I mean, it didn't make any logical sense to me. I'm like, you don't even know the prosecutions. We don't even know all the evidence they have. So what are you talking about? Yes, he filed charges against her in the summertime for some type of situation that occurred. But Jonathan Majors has also been accused by other people allegedly in the actual arrest warrant, from my understanding, which again I haven't seen, so it was from articles, from the arrest warrant, he was being investigated in another country for similar allegations. So we don't know all of the evidence that the state has against him. So how do you just say because a DA has been accused of some type of corruption or being unfair, that doesn't negate the evidence that the prosecution may have? That's all I was trying to get them to understand. I'm like, how do you equate that? I don't understand why that matters. Just like his attorney put out them text messages like it was a smoking gun, and it really sounded like it was more adverse to him than it was helping him. You just have some people that like to litigate in the media when it's celebrities. So then somebody went back and forth with me and said, well, I feel like he needs to litigate in the media because he's already lost millions of dollars. And I was just like, well, ma'am, if he already lost millions of dollars, then obviously litigating in the media hasn't helped him, right? She ain't never responded to me. I was like, you're proving my point. People are going to believe what they want to believe. We don't know how many times his PR team has covered him before, if any. We don't know how many. This is just something that came to the public. We don't know how much they were dealing with him before. We don't know anything. So that's what I'm saying. We can't just go out here and make these. We could have like, dang, in our opinion, based on what we got, it ain't looking too good. But if you're a person that's on the jury, you're going to be presented with both sides of the evidence. When I streamed that YNW Melly trial, when I first started, everybody in the chat was like, he did it, period. Did you see the lyrics? Did you see this? Did you see the text? All this stuff had been released before his trial. When the trial actually happened, people didn't realize how much of that information was admissible. It was inadmissible, so it wasn't even a part of the trial. They didn't realize how much exculpatory evidence that he had on his behalf that helped his trial. We didn't know none of that. So then by the end of the trial, people was like, man, I kind of think he did it, but I don't think they proved their case. So when you deal with the media, oftentimes they put it in a way because it's clickbait. They want you to read all the salaciousness. How do you think they get their money? So yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Nesto and all of that, but I'm the same way with everybody. And when I did do criminal work, I've always done defense. I've never been been on the prosecutor side at all, never. So that's just how I automatically think, is I think on both sides. I'm not one-sided. I can't even think that way. That's why I said I don't know if I would be good as a prosecutor, because a lot of them, they think you guilty, and that's that. They going hard on proving that, and they don't see nothing else. Me, I automatically try to see both sides, and then you weigh the evidence, and it is what it is. You have to respect the jurors. You have to respect their decision. Latoya said, Jonathan Majors has a terrible past. You know what? Thank you. Dang, y'all give me a hard time. I mean, I agree. He is not my favorite person. I hear this stuff. It's like I can see right through him. I can see the manipulation. I can see the womanizing. I can see all type of stuff, in my opinion, that I feel like he is as a person. But I can separate that from, I need to see facts to go with this case. And that's with everybody. I'm the same way with Whitehead. Believe it or not, I'm the same way with Bishop Whitehead. For those of you that follow that case over here, there's things I feel like he got defenses for his case as well. Is he my favorite person? Nah. I mean, calling me all out my name, said I was a failed attorney. He don't even know me from a can of paint. That's what I'm saying. I'm just going by what's out here, but I can see holes on his side just like I do. You know, I can see the prosecutor's position. That's just the way I think. And Tara said, even though he has a crazy past, he could still be innocent. Yes, but he actually does. He's right. You do have an uphill battle, because there's almost a presumption that if you rob somebody before, you're probably gonna rob them again. People just think that way. We know people that did dumb stuff at 19 and 20. That's all they needed, was to get scared in the prison system or going to court and getting probation, and they've been straight ever since. They were scared straight. That's why they had those scared straight programs. So we all know people who we all know people that may have done something 30 years ago, and that's all it took was for them to get smacked on their hand one time. But then we all know people that just get in trouble over and over again. They do the same thing over and over again. And unfortunately, the longer you're in prison, that recidivism rate is higher. So you don't even know, you become accustomed to being in prison. So when you get out, you almost don't even know how to act outside. You've been institutionalized. So that's what a lot of people deal with when they've done 20 years. Just imagine like somebody that went to prison 30 years ago and they get out, is the drastic change in this world from when they were in 30 years ago and how they can adapt. If they went in selling weed, they come out probably trying to sell weed. Like, that's what it is. You said that was not one of them. Oh, God. You feel Megan Good is for publicity. That was weird. That was so weird when he just started showing up with Megan Good. I think, yeah, because it feels like, because with Jonathan Majors, a lot of the issue, you'll see people like, that's what you get for messing with white women. They'll make those comments. So it just does seem convenient that you decided to start being seen with a black woman. But I said, Megan Good that went from the pastor to the weight, they doing books and touring churches, to Jonathan Majors. That was just an interesting choice. Interesting. They got married. Oh, say it ain't so. Carla says Shirley doesn't sound shocked or surprised at all. Did she know all the time and just want a man anyways? She did take that news pretty calm. I don't know if she knew already, but to me, what? Why would they say that? What exactly? I'd have been on the phone with that lawyer. Can I come see the discovery? Can we get the phone? Is there a way to get the phone? Like, you should be getting to the bottom of it. I wouldn't even be consoling him. It's gonna be okay. This too shall pass. I understand it's heinous. I don't like that you're charged with this either. She doesn't like it because it makes her look bad. And she's worried about her reputation. But yeah, you said Job didn't do anything. That is true. The story of Job is totally different than how it keeps being portrayed by a lot of people. They seem to come back to the Black woman to rebuild their image. Yeah. But anyway, guys, we've been on here for 2.5 hours. That time flew by. Thank you guys for rocked with me. We had almost about 1,300 on here tonight on the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm going to call it a night. I just had not been on here since last week, I think around this time, but I've been out of town. So I wanted to hop on tonight, especially because that hearing is coming up. And these phone calls had to do with the hearing that we will be watching on Monday. So we just wanted to prepare for that motion. Thank you guys. And I hope you guys have a good night. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Enjoy your night. Thank you guys again for supporting me. I totally appreciate it. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe. You guys have a good night.